Day, you got less than 2 hours to make it out to the polls, and you may not necessarily have an election in your area, but there are quite a few happening around the Midlands, Andrea.
That's right. I'm Andrea Mock, and we've got team coverage today with your election news. Want to start taking a look at some of the races that we are going to be voting on for our friends in Richland County. Will Brennan is fighting to hold on to the seat he currently sits. Running against him, not a newcomer, of course, his name will sound familiar to you, Mo Badura wants back on council. All right, let's look at the next race. Now, this is the seat that was left vacant when Howard Duvall says he didn't want to run again for re-election. We've got Tyler Bailey, Jesse Bullard, and Christina Williams running for that seat. Over in Blythewood, you will be deciding your new mayor. Brian Franklin, Sloan Griffin III running against each other. Also going to be on the ballot for my friends in Blythewood, you're going to have to answer this question, or if you voted today, you have already answered this question of whether or not to switch from the at-large to single-member voting districts. So that's just a look at what's going on here in Richland County. Obviously, a lot of other counties going to the polls right now with important elections, including mayors in several towns. But we have sent our News 19 Zoe Henry all over the Midlands today. You were at MLK Park for the noon show, Zoe. Now tell our viewers where you are and how the voting turnout is looking.
Andrea, I'm at Blythewood Park in Blythewood, and like you said, there are a couple things on that ballot for people to check out today. There's 3 town council members on there to be voted for today, including mayor, and also that referendum you were talking about, yes or no. And in Columbia, like you mentioned, there are 2 seats open on that city council. But as far as turnout has gone, here at Blythewood Park, it's been busy all day, people in and out. Now, in Columbia, it's a little bit different of a story. It was a lot slower. Check it out.
Well, if you don't vote, you allow others to decide for you.
Voters across Richland County headed to the polls on Tuesday to cast their votes in various municipal elections. In the process, there was confusion for some voters about exactly where to do so.
So I came to vote, and they told me my street is actually Ward 9. And the last time I voted, they sent me down here.
At MLK Park in Columbia, Cassie Heller headed to where he thought was his usual place to vote.
But apparently they sent something in the mail, and I didn't know at all. That's right, we didn't know. But we do plan to go up the street to vote for Ward 9.
Richland County Election Commission Director Travis Alexander says Heller isn't the only one who experienced this issue.
Some of us could be temporary locations. We have had voters that had a temporary location. COVID, there were a lot of temporary locations due to some facilities not being able to be used. But the city of Columbia actually did get out some postcards to their voters that were affected by that.
Aside from confusion about where to cast a ballot, for some, others say the day went smoothly.
It was smooth, very respectful, and the poll officers, and they were doing the best that I can think of.
Now, according to the Richland County Election Commission Director, earlier this afternoon, I spoke to him about 2 o'clock this afternoon. He said about 6% of voters had turned out here in Richland County so far, and he said the hope was by 7 p.m. there was a lot more people. Zoe Henry, News 19, WLTX.